Hey guys, welcome to Surf and Show. I'm Noel Salas, and today is episode 4 of our twin fin pool party. This is gonna be fun. Sit back, get your favorite drink, enjoy the show. Now, after thorough testing these 4 boards at BSR Waco Surf, this high performance twin fin board category is pretty much blowing my mind. When I look at the footage, whether I'm on wave 1, 2, or 3, how quick they're coming off the bottom, right up into the lip, multiple turns, without hesitation. I really like the fact that they don't have a stabilizer or even that center fin from a thruster. There's like no drag, it just releases, even though I have good hold and I'm into the pocket real quick. The other thing I really liked is how nimble these boards are in that tight transition. I mentioned having the speed frontside to come and do a roundhouse cutback, rebound off the whitewater to come right off the bottom and into the lip again. Now, it doesn't seem like much, but when you're there surfing, that wave's moving pretty quick. And so to even think that you have that kind of time, that's the kind of speed these boards are carrying. Now, I say all that because the next time I go to BSR for board testing, it's going to be really hard for me to want to ride anything other than a high performance twin fin board. Why? Because I know what's possible now. There's something about that speed and that quickness and how radical it can be in a short amount of space. Now, after I'm done riding each of these boards in the pool, I got excited to ride them in the ocean. And what my biggest thoughts were is how is it going to translate into the ocean? So the first place I started was on the Haydenshapes prototype with the HP twins. Check out these clips. Now that we've seen a few waves on the Haydenshapes, I want to mention that we got great overhead surf for all 4 boards, really putting this high performance twin fin board category through the paces. Now with the overhead surf, some of them had texture where it was a little bit windy, and some of it had that wonk or bump to it from multiple swell directions. I mentioned in the pool that the Haydenshapes was heavy. At 5.80 pounds, this is when the weight of the board and the PU poly construction is going to work to my advantage. Why? I'm going to be able to get the board to settle down and engage the rail a lot easier than on the EPS epoxy boards. So right off the bat, this board had more control because of the weight. Now, some of the things I really liked about the Haydenshapes, remember guys, this is the first prototype, the first iteration to a new design. I was really liking how fast it was. It was projecting over sections and I could get into the lip real quick. Now, getting into the lip real quick and having that hold is due to the shape and riding the HP twins. One of the things that I liked is I remember one ride where I came off the bottom and I had a lot of speed and I did a quick roundhouse and I fell, but I was going so fast. That was the true test is this board gonna hold or is it gonna slide out? And frontside, I felt like it had moments where I had that engagement in the rail to do nice turns, but with it being quick into the lip, at times I felt like I wanted a little bit more control. When I look at the footage, both frontside and backside, I kind of feel like it's pivoting too fast. And because it's pivoting so fast, I'm trying to control it or I'm reacting all the time instead of surfing with the board, having that flow coming off the bottom and surfing top to bottom. So I kind of felt like we're back to what I said in the pool, is that this board needs a little bit more drive. Now, one of the other things I noticed is on one of the rights, I had a 2-turn combo, and when I came off that second turn and came off the bottom, and then I started a couple more turns, the board looked a little short on me. Now at 5.5, I'm thinking we could add maybe a little bit more rail line and go with a 5.6. That's going to give me more drive, more stability, and Hayden's going to make some tweaks and changes to this model moving forward. Now the next board I got on is the Sharpeye with the HP Twins. Check out these clips. Now that we've seen a few waves on the Sharpeye, it did not disappoint. Both front side and back side, it's drawing the kind of lines that I want to draw on a high performance twin fin. The way it comes off the bottom backside gets me nice and vertical into the lip, coming out of that first turn and having the confidence to go right into a bottom turn and then do a series of multiple turns with good flow, good speed, and throw good spray. It's there. I'll say this about the Sharpeye. Right off the bat, after riding it in the pool and the ocean, it's one of the best high-performance twin fin boards I've ridden to date. Now, one of the things that I mentioned in the pool is that I wanted more drive, and that's why I switched to the HP keel in the pool. I stayed with the HP Twin the entire time in the ocean, really putting this board through the paces in bigger surf to see if it was going to hold, and the hold was there. However, I still believe it needs more drive. And the best way for me to explain that to you is tell you what I felt like when I was riding the Rusty. We haven't seen waves of the Rusty yet, but one of the things that I know now is that on the Rusty, when I put it on rail, I could push as hard as I wanted. With the Sharpeye, I would like that same feeling. If we can get a little bit more drive and Marcio can make the changes that's needed, this board is going to be incredible. The next board, we jumped on the Akila Aipa. I started with the HP Twins, way too much pivot. I switched it out to the HP KEELS. So all these clips are on the HP KEELS. Check these out. Now that we've seen a few waves on the Akila Aipa, it's got that extra pop and projection from the EPS epoxy construction. This board wants to pivot and get into the lip quick. It's quick rail to rail. It carries good speed down the line and projection, and I even feel like it's throwing that spray that I like. However, when I would go to the bottom and do a bottom turn, it wasn't like I could put it on rail and hold it and then come into the open face and do a big carve. The bottom turn was more abbreviated or abrupt. As soon as I put it on rail, it wanted to pull me right into the lip real quick, and I felt like I was reacting instead of responding and surfing it a little bit more smooth, have better flow. It just wants to be radical the whole time. Now, if you remember in the last episode, my conversation concerning this board was something similar. It felt better front side than backside. Backside had come off the bottom and put me in the lip real quick, and I didn't have that flow and that control and stability I was looking for. Front side, I felt it. And I remember the HB Twins kind of exaggerated all those kind of characteristics in this board, and that's why I went to the HP KEELS. This gave me more hold, more stability, and more drive. And that's exactly what I was trying to do on this board in the ocean. So what I said at the pool, does it translate well to the ocean? Absolutely. I feel like in the ocean, since the waves are bigger, they're carrying more speed, and there's more open face, I feel like everything I was experiencing in the pool is now magnified. And so I struggled on the Akila Aipa prototype, not having that drive, not having the control I was looking for in the stability. This board has that high performance flair, and I think giving it more drive will really tone it down, and this board will be drawing some pretty epic lines. Now, the last board I rode was the Rusty with the HB Twins. Check out these clips. Now that we've seen a few waves on the Rusty, it's got that EPS, epoxy, pop, and projection. This board felt alive underfoot, and one of the things I noticed is I don't usually like EPS epoxy constructions in bigger waves. But this board, the way it's shaped and the way it's designed, I could put it on rail, even in overhead surf, hold it on the bottom turn, push as hard as I wanted, and when I came into some open face, I could push hard and the board would just carve, and I had excellent hold, control, and I was very confident on this board. And I remember talking in the pool, both frontside and backside. This board is silky smooth, it loves to be on rail, and it has that drive that I'm looking for. And for us being thruster guys, stepping onto a twin fin, being able to push as hard as you want, and getting that drive through turns, it's not common. So this board feels excellent underfoot. Now I remember what I said in the pool, that these three boards exposed that this board doesn't pivot in the pocket, in the lip as quick as these boards do. And I probably would not have noticed it if I didn't ride these boards all in one day. So for me, did that translate from the pool to the ocean? Absolutely. When I look at the footage, I look at the Rusty, it wants to surf more down the line. So yeah, excellent drive off the bottom turns, getting into the lip. It always wants to project. It's always wanting to throw me forward. Now, will it pivot and get into the pocket and surf vertical? It will, but it takes more effort from me, and I feel like that's one thing I would want this board to do a little bit better, is keep the drive, being able to push hard, and when I come off the bottom, I can look here and set the board up and get nice and vertical with very little effort. So one of the things that I feel like Rusty could make an excellent change on this board and add a bit more high performance to it, is just help it pivot faster. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed our series on the twin fin pool party. I had a blast, and this twin fin high performance board category is next level fun, especially for us thruster guys. Now, a special shout out thanks to the shapers who sent in these boards, and what an honor and a privilege to offer constructive feedback on these 3 prototypes. I can't wait for these models to come out, and the Rusty is excellent, and you guys can get your hands on it now. Look, if you like the show, subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss an episode, and give us a thumbs up if you like our content. Until next time, we'll see you in the water. Bye-bye.